bitch won't set it. Bitch try to suck on my dick, I might tell this he's funny right click the grip. I might grab on my hollow point tip, your lip because heavy so roll my way. Bitch move it, fuck it up, I got with too many bangs, pop studied up. But what I got in my advance, make it stomach fuck. They keep a strap up on my waist, I got a hollow tuck like that. Move out my way, got new money, come on bitch, that my paper. Focus, that's what I got, catch a case, no whip, no keys, electric race. Like what the fuck, you bitch, you check, you fake, you off the grid, your face decay. I shoot your lens, my cake, two dicks, I got two twins. Cause I'm going nuts, bitch, don't be talking nothing to my face. You wanna pull it when you get it, get sprayed. Fuck that, got two dicks, so got one for your bitch, and the other with a laser get cashed. Like you go drift in the safe, if I took it to your bitch, then I red dot, beat it to your face. And my money, nigga, money with your bands, go bitch, fuck away. I'ma pull it when I catch you with the cash. Like damn shit, what you click gon' do, when I slide you clear, what you blink gon' do, cause you pull up on my line, what your bitch gon' do, come stop my pussy, bitch,
what's up?
Tell the pussy boy that I said step back. Motherfucker wanna talk, but I'll get in the bag. I said the reason that the motherfuckers taking the bad. They know they never wanna be the one to step like that. Like, boom, bitch, you don't want this. I'ma pull up with a click, pussy wanna talk shit. Like, every motherfucker wanna talk about another, but they never wanna be the one to pull up the numbers. See me do it good, and they wanna say I said so. Tell me why they never gave a minute from the get-go. Tell me why they never wanna motherfucking let go. Tell me why my legacy is better being set stone.
Late, typical liberal. No, I'm right on time. I would never start a stream late. I cared way too much about this. This is like basically a full-time job, harder than your 9 to 5.
Little boy, kick rocks, get shot on my Alfred Hitchcock. This drop when they see the big commas, the big
don't worry, we'll be live in a little bit. Pressing topic.
It's a movie, wanna pull a bit stunner. They all know me as the showrunner. They ain't ready for the newcomer. Wanna pull up, get the news running. News flash, they been caught about it. Riz, they don't got it how I got it like this. She gon' peel her eyes back when I'm in. She in love with the kid like this, like that, like this, like.
Yeah, I see they loving the kid, they marveling when I send them all in a verbal abyss. You heard what I did, a murder and a bury it, and better pack a raincoat for your girl, she sure to get wet. You in the presence of a big stunner. If I'm talking on the line, then it's big numbers. Twist one of them, certified with a cook up, you know the flow butter. Heating up the winter on fire for the whole summer. Cause you know I'm too cold, igloo on my neck, the ice with 2 froze. One's not enough, so we went and got 2 poles. And now they wanna tap in, but I got a new phone. Like who this? I got my stunner shades on, the lights blinded. Backstage is where you might find me. I'll be debated on and waited on. Pull up to the club and tell a DJ to play the songs. Contrast with Lucchini, it's all bad. I'm all that. They not fucking with us, not even a little bit.
Don't worry, y'all only got one more song before we get to the beautiful commentary for the day. Y'all should just start typing about your days or something. And like the stream. How about that? Aw, shit. Bella, what's up? Hi. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. 4 minutes. Me too. Production on this is crazy. Dakota went wild on this one. Why don't you want to talk to me about your day job and my job? Why not? I'm a nice guy. Apparently I have some fucking people who want to debate me or whatever. We've also been waiting for ages, I guess. Which is fun. Are we gonna hear the baby fucking arguments again? Hopefully not. I don't know what they're arguing about here. We're talking about fucking babies. Shit. I think my noise gate's also fucked up, so y'all are gonna have to hear the fucking little whirling of the fan in the background the entire time. I do not care. The vacuum shall whirl the entire time. Read vote, that's right. That's right. I'm on here rigging elections and stuff. What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing? Fantastic. Absolutely. We're back at it again with another live stream. What's up, boys? It's your boy Buck back at it again with another live stream. Oh my god. Has stuff happened since I was last live? Oh my god, has stuff happened. Too much stuff has happened. It is not a single normal day on the internet, huh? Not a single one. We can't go one day without someone coming out and being a massive piece of shit. Remember when there was a Twitter account in the commentary community? It was way back when, so maybe all the people who would like know about this shit now are like they fucked off the internet. They're gone now. But I hope for them they fucked off the internet and they're gone now. But there used to be an account. It was like days since small commentary allegations, and there was a point where we couldn't go like a week without somebody being accused of like fucking a kid. Not like a week. And I think that's a pretty good representation broadly of the types of people, the types of characters you find on the internet. We had, as I'm obviously alluding to, all the Destiny allegations. I'm not sure I'm going to go over all of those, to be honest with you. I think it might be in poor taste to be running that as like a pop story. It might be fine. I'm sure that there are some sets of people who could do that certainly well. If it comes to like outing information or whatnot, I don't really have an issue with that. It's just the most that I could do, and I know this consciously whenever I'm like going into something like that, is I could either say something that other people aren't saying, have like some value to the content through doing that. Not really something I can do with these allegations. I feel like the overwhelming majority consensus is what I already believe, I already agree with. Obviously, I already agree with. I've been saying for ages even. There are people in like my stream and my community who have been like, yeah, I mean, well, fuck. You got me off of that shit early. So like you could say that about the Destiny things, I guess. Or you could be funny with it. And it feels kind of fucked up to just be funny with it. Feels a little bit fucked up. You know what I mean? All the value from like getting the information out there with new information, or through like broadcasting and like signal boosting the allegations, is already being done through other people who do it far better than I do. In reality, I have a stream, maybe 10 people on the internet on most days. Maybe we get up to like 20, 30. But that's not much of a dent at all for what I'd have to do to make that content entertaining, and I really don't care to. But what else came out is in concerns to President Sunday. In concerns to President Sunday and Westside Tyler. Apparently, Westside Tyler is making the allegation that President Sunday is a groomer and like a pedophile. I'm pretty sure that's the gist of it that I've gotten from people around me. Thankfully, I'm really glad about this one. There is there's a large swath of people on the internet who will bring to me every single allegation, every single news story as it comes out, now that I have back online. Why are you talking like that though? The way that I normally talk? Like, what am I supposed to talk like this all of the time and have crazy expression? Like, what am I supposed to do? No, like real shit. What am I talking like? But that's far funnier to me. That's a far funnier thing to cover. Apparently, they both argue about it on stream, and I've just got like the whole stream loaded up. I've watched through, I'm gonna be honest, I've watched through a very small portion of it. About the portion you need to like have the allegations. We might go over that as well. It might be worthwhile. But to be honest, I don't think that President Sunday is gonna be, or not President Sunday, Westside Tyler's gonna even talk to me. I don't think he'd find it in his interest to talk to me, at least from what I've seen from people covering the all the fun stuff that's going on. It sounds like you're trying to hold your breath while talking. Have you been practicing? It shows. For real? I think it's just because it's not a heated stream. I don't want all my streams to be like heated combative energy. You know what I mean? I think that's gay. I think I want to be like fun on the internet. I want to have fun with this shit. I mean, there's like a value to having like streams about topics, about specific subject matter, and having like some kind of point to the content that you're making, because people do consume it. But like, that doesn't mean I have to be like super passionate and heated all the time. I think that just like particularly I came back and I was talking about some shit that like, it genuinely was a little bit disgusting. Can I have the pop out chat? How do I pop out my chat again? How do I do this? How do I do the stream thing? Actually the worst streamer on God's green earth. Oh, my entire stream is like basically breaking. That's awesome. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, Streamlabs OBS. Thank you for breaking everything all at once. Oh, fantastic. Beautiful. Alright, I'm back. Holy shit, what's up? It's okay, don't be so anxious. Oh, I won't be. I won't be anxious. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you. Real shout out. As I was saying before, I got hella interrupted. Stream's funny. It's fairly funny. I want to go over it on my stream. It's fairly amusing listening to Westside Tyler argue about these types of things. Our arguments have certainly gotten to a point. Oh shit. This is actually how bad I am at streaming now. Just for like a heads up. Just like a PSA. Are these people still in the voice chat that want to argue with me as well? We can go into one of these two things immediately. If there's some randos who want to argue with me in a VC, I'm gonna try and knock those out beforehand. So I don't have to fucking yap to people all day. About Westside Tyler. I need some type of like break. I need some break in the internet brain. What's the evidence pointing towards Sunday being a groomer? So from what I've seen so far, I think it's literally just that he had somebody in his Discord server, and that his Discord server like has a bunch of conversations about things like necrophilia and whatnot. Which is, I mean, he had like one minor in his Discord server. This is like not the biggest thing on planet Earth. This is not the thing that like I care about online. I'm gonna be so real. I think that a lot of it is for content brain stuff as of so far. Apparently there's more chat logs or whatever he has to like dump out in the stream or whatnot. But I have not gotten to that point yet. I've not gotten to the point of the President Sunday psychotic stream allegations. Let's go. You know what I mean? I haven't done all of that just yet. Yo, real quick. Oh my fucking autism! Holy shit! Holy autism! Just for 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Free to go. Free to go. Hey, for 2 seconds. For 2 seconds. Okay. Do people still want to argue with me? Is that still a thing that's going on?
Yeah. I think Apollo wanted to debate you for activity, and there was somebody else.
Okay. Cool. When?
Who's Bunk?
Irrelevant.
Can now.
Irrelevant person.
Yeah, he wants to do it right now.
Yeah, fucking go get Apollo or whatever, and we'll argue about dumb shit at some point.
Apollo, I summon you.
Apollo, I summon you.
Bunk, are you able to debate right now or no?
Oh yeah, I'm able to debate right now if you want to really go that way. I was gonna go over the Westside Tyler stuff, but
you kind of sound like you're not really in the mood or something.
no, I'm fine.
Okay, gotcha. You could debate on maybe is that fine with you?
We can have whatever discussion. I think my stream will probably prefer a discussion on some like dumb shit, but
Wait, can I judge?
Oh wait, give me a second. Let me make a stage for you guys, okay?
Yeah.
okay. There's a
Like,
Discord stage too. There's a whole ass Discord stage. We're gonna do this first.
Yes, we're doing this shit for real, bro. We're doing this shit for real.
Absolutely. I'm hella interested in
Yeah,
it.
man.
If it's important enough for a Discord
Yo.
stage.
Yes, it's important enough for Discord stage, bro.
Yeah, it is, bro.
Too, you know?
It's
do you
big.
hear the talking stick, Bunk?
Make a stage, bro. Make a stage.
I'm making it right now. Stop looking at me, please.
Wait, then when y'all tell me when they fucking make a stage. I hope this is not autistic. Apollo's fine normally, so. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yo, what's good, bang? Let me
Me
bring
versus Apollo.
Let
Is
me
it
bring Apollo,
on?
and I'm gonna go down.
Okay. Cool.
What did he say he wanted to talk about? I didn't even hear.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he wants to discuss. I don't really care.
Alright.
I'll talk about whatever.
Ping it. Wait, do you want me to ping you? Jester or?
I'm just a streamer guy.
Yo,
I
what's
literally
up?
just do streamer guy shit. So.
Did you ping it? Or?
Yeah.
A talking stick would be really convenient if you agree with this bunk.
Why do we need a talking stick? What's the...
Just in case the conversation becomes a spur golf and you end up like loud mic or something.
I don't think we're gonna end up loud mic. I'm on stream, so I'm not sure. But...
Okay, got you. So, let's see.
We just like avoid loud mic.
Are you willing to debate on the God's existence?
I mean, if you want to talk about God's existence, I'm not like on nearly as hard line on that, I think, as you are.
Oh, you said you're like agnostic or like an atheist, something like that.
Yep, I'm pretty firmly on. I guess agnostic, if the word means anything in this field anymore. Atheist isn't like, I think they're pretty low priors for God, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'd agree, like, I mean, that there are objects which like has parts of the universe, right? There are composite objects, right?
That there are objects which are parts of the universe.
Yeah, like objects with properties. There are things which are true of the object, which
Yeah,
it is counterfactually.
there are things which are like true of objects. Yeah, there are properties which are true of objects. I agree with that.
Yeah, the object, like the composite object or the object itself, is counterfactually dependent on these things which are true of the object.
Okay, so the object itself is counterfactually dependent on the things which are true of the object?
Yeah, so you're familiar with Louisiana account of causation?
No.
So it's just like an asymmetric relation between the object which is being caused and the cause of the object, insofar as the object which is being caused cannot exist without the things which are causing the object, but the individual things which are causing the object, those things can exist independently of that object existence, which is being caused by those individual parts or things.
Okay, so what you're saying is that just that there are objects that exist within the world that have properties about them, and that objects cannot exist without the causation object. If something is caused, it cannot exist without the causation.
Think of like any of the others.
That's fine. I don't take any opposition to any of that.
Okay, got you. So the whole idea is simply that because of that specifically, it is not the case that we could have like group contingency, because for any object X, it is either simple or it is non-simple, which is composite. And if it is simple, then it would not be the case that it is contingent. And if it is composite, then it would not be the case that it is brute. So it rules out the metaphysical possibility of brute contingency. And so there has to be a first cause.
So an object is either simple or it is complex?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what do we get from an object is either simple or it's complex?
Yeah, if it is simple, then it is necessary. It's something which is a necessary existence.
Simple things are necessary?
Yeah, the reason being that for all the set of possible worlds, let's just like even if we're not like realists about possible worlds or anything, for all the set of possible worlds, all the possible worlds which could exist, right? It is the case that there's either an infinite set of objects or a finite set of objects. The causal chain is either infinite or finite.
So there's either an infinite set of objects, right, that are causal.
Yes.
There's this infinite causal chain, or there is one object which is necessary, is what you're saying.
No. It's either the case that the causal chain is infinite in size, insofar as the amount of elements is concerned, or it is the case that there's a finite number of elements in the causal chain.
So there are either infinite or a finite amount of things in the causal chain, yeah?
Yeah, that's a true dichotomy, yeah. And so the whole argument is simply that considering such into consideration, or into perspective rather, it is the case that the simple object is necessary because under both horns of the dichotomy, a simple object has to exist to sustain such a causal chain.
So because things must infinitely regress, or they have a finite regression of causal chain, you agree that one of those things has to be true. That's what you're saying in the argument.
I'm saying under both horns of the dichotomy. Yeah, it necessitates simple being exist. So
on the infinite causality chain, where does the necessity of it being exist?
So let's say you have an infinite set of objects, and all of these objects were to be like, or at least most of these objects are composite, but let's just stipulate that all of the objects are composite. And when we say composite,
we just mean the
composite. I'm just talking about
they have a property about them.
they have a property about them which it is counterfactually dependent on, which is causing said object, which we both
So
agreed on previously.
a compositive object, all that means is that there is an object of which it is counterfactually dependent. It's just like it's an object which is caused.
It's counterfactually dependent on another object, and there's an asymmetric relation, meaning that it is not the case that the object it is counterfactually dependent on relies on that object for it to exist, but it is the case that that object relies on the object which is the counterfactually dependent on for it to exist.
Yeah, okay. So what you're saying is just that there is an infinite set of regressions at some point, or a finite set of regressions. And that not all of these can be contingent upon each other.
No, they can be contingent upon each other, but that it is inevitably
well,
going
it
to lead to
necessitates a simple object. So they all can't be contingent on each other then.
No. They can be contingent on each other, just not in full isolation.
So, they all can be contingent on each other. So they all can be composite
but
objects.
Not in full isolation. Yeah.
But
so, like for example, it is the case
of course.
Of
course,
so
things are caused by other things. Then, like, if it's dependent on the thing.
Yeah. So I'm just making it clear that that's what I'm saying.
So, but they all can't. They all can't be causally related to each other.
No, they can be causally related,
because then they'd all be composite objects.
Isolation. I don't think you understand it. I'm agreeing with the idea that these objects which you're talking about,
I don't disagree with anything you've said just yet. So.
Okay. I'm saying that I don't think you're fully understanding what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm trying to glean out what you're saying, and I'm not sure where the like disconnect is here.
Okay.
I'm kind of confused as well.
So just to clarify, okay.
Yeah.
All I'm saying here, which I think you understand this part, all I'm saying here is that under both horns of the dichotomy, whether there's a finite set of objects or an infinite set of objects, there has to be at least one simple object in this set to sustain the set itself for it to exist.
So, again, I'm going to restate it again. You can correct me if I'm wrong on something. But there's an infinite set or a finite set of things which are all causally related. For complex,
to a simple being,
for complex objects, they are all causally dependent on something else in a counterfactual sense.
Yes.
All right. And then from that, where do we go?
Okay. So I'd have to explain the metaphysical impossibility of an infinite regress existence without a simple object to exist. Which is simply, if we have an infinite set of composite objects existent, right?
Okay.
Considering the nature of composite objects, which we both agree necessitates some causal relation or some causal explanation.
Why I was saying what you're saying is that they all can't be composite objects.
No, I'm not saying. Well, under the horn of the dichotomy, I'm not saying that. Or rather, I am saying that the set of all objects. So it can be the case that every single element. Wait, hold on. Could I finish, please? Yeah. I agree with you. I'm saying that every element of the set would be a composite object. I'm saying there's going to be at least one object which has to sustain the set for it to exist, and that object would be a simple object.
There needs to be one object for so they all can't be complex objects, is what you're saying.
Yes, it's impossible for there to be a reality with just complex objects. Yeah, of course.
All right. So for all of these to exist, there has to be one of these things within the set which necessitates the set.
Yeah, all I'm saying here is that it is impossible.
Is there a contradiction that isn't there?
Yes, I'm saying yes, and I'm clarifying.
Oh, I haven't even asked the question yet, but
you asked the question. You asked me,
what
am I saying
that?
Yeah, I'm telling the question right now. You asked me, am I saying that for either of these sets which are being talked about, there has to be a simple being to exist? That's the question you asked, and I was saying yes, and then I was going to clarify.
So that wasn't the question I was asking, and I guess you can go over because I'm streaming, and you can see that that's not the question I was asking. But if you want to continue on and say something, I don't want you to feel like I'm cutting you off. Like very simply,
what's the question you're asking?
Yeah, the question that I was asking is there any contradiction with there being an infinite set, an infinite regression of complex objects?
By itself, yes.
By itself, there's a contradiction.
Yeah, if there's no simple being in that set, there's a contradiction. Yeah, the contradiction is that the complex objects necessitates giving an explanation for such, but there's also not an explanation for the set of all complex objects.
Yeah, so the argument for it being complex in that sense is that a complex object necessitates on its own. There's a contradiction with there not being a simple being.
Yeah, I just told you the
Yeah,
contradiction.
so I'm asking
Given
you
what
what the
we've agreed on
contradiction
previously.
is. So I don't think I even got a contradiction
Yes, it
from
is.
that one. What I got from you
I'm
was...
gonna repeat it one more time. Okay, could I just finish
So
real
you can,
quick, because you've been
yeah, you
interrupting
can
me a
finish
lot.
cutting me off. Yeah.
Yeah, after you cut me off. So, as I was gonna say, regarding the contradiction point we've been talking about, you've agreed on this recording that a complex being, given its nature, would be counterfactually dependent on another being, which is a causal relation feature of those objects. Sorry about the background, I'm like outside
Yeah,
right now.
it's counterfactually...
So, with that being said,
Mhm.
yeah. So, with that being said, okay, we agree that given the nature of a complex being, as we've established in this conversation, it has to have a causal explanation. And so,
Yeah.
if we have an infinite set of complex objects, okay, right, and the only thing which exists in this reality of this infinite set is just complex objects, right, then obviously, for the set of all complex objects, there's nothing outside of that set which would explain the existence of all of those complex objects. And so the complex objects themselves would actually lack a sufficient explanation, which contradicts the first thesis.
They would have
which
an
we've already agreed upon.
explanation. The explanation would just be the infinite regress of complex objects there. So there wouldn't be a contradiction
hold
here.
on.
This is what I was saying earlier, and that is that there doesn't seem to be, and this doesn't seem to necessitate a simple object at any point. It just necessitates that there is a complex object, and you agreed earlier that there could be an infinite regress of complex objects. No? That this causal
I
chain
agree to this
is either
one under the
infinite or
condition that there's
finite.
never being which sustains the set, yeah.
Okay. There's either an infinite or a finite causal chain, and with complex objects, all that they necessitate is that there is one object which instantiates them.
You're saying that the infinite set of complex objects would be explained by the infinite regress, correct?
So
Or could
I was
be
asking
explained by the
you a
infinite.
question there, but
Okay.
again,
I'm pretty certain you made a claim, but it's fine.
okay, cool. So sometimes I'm claiming something in a questioning way. Maybe this makes it easier. What is the contradiction that happens from there being an infinite causal chain and them all being complex objects?
The contradiction is that considering that there's no non-complex object, which would explain all the complex objects, the complex objects should not actually have a sufficient explanation.
Why would they lack a
Could I just
specific
finish?
explanation?
Yeah, the reason is so the only thing which could explain potentially the existence of complex objects. I don't even grant this as a possibility, by the way, but the only thing you could appeal to say this explains the existence of these complex objects is the infinite regress or a complex object within that specific set. But the problem there is simply that you can't say the infinite set of complex objects would be explained by the infinite regress, because that would not satisfy the counterfactual dependency relation.
Well, no, that would have a dependency relation if the infinite regress was
Not
not
a
the case.
counterfactual asymmetric relation, as what we went over.
Is that is not an asymmetric relation counterfactually? In one world with
I'll
the
give an
infinite
example.
regress that would exist, in one
If I
world it wouldn't.
okay,
The
so
problem that
looking
I'm
from this
finding is that
Yeah, so
with
I'm gonna
this
answer your question by just
argument,
clarifying my
so
perspective.
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, gotcha. So I think you're conflating logical dependency relation and the relation I'm talking about here. So there are objects whereas it is trivially dependent on a given object, right? Insofar as it cannot exist without that object, but there's no asymmetric relation insofar as if I say A cannot exist without A existing, that's trivially true, and that's a dependency relation.
Yeah, of course.
But it's also the case that the consequent is also dependent on the antecedent. In this case specifically, the
Yeah,
causal
the
conditions we're
consequent
talking
is
about here.
dependent on the antecedent here.
Yeah, but in this case,
Okay,
it is
so
a biconditional dependency relation, so it doesn't satisfy.
in this case, it's a
the explanation
biconditional
part two
dependency
established.
relation. How is it? No, it doesn't have
Yes.
to be a biconditional dependency relation.
Because the infinite regress cannot exist without the infinite set of complex objects, and vice versa. Clearly,
Well,
so that would be an explanation.
yeah, of course, trivially.
point.
That's not the thing that I'm saying. The thing that I'm saying is that whenever we're taking a look at these complex objects, it doesn't necessitate that any of the later objects have an entailment to the first one. That would just be
Okay.
affirming the consequent, no?
So I think you made an agreement.
You just be
proves
affirming
my
the
point.
consequent there.
Wait, hold on. I think you made an agreement which proves my point. When I made the claim that an infinite regress would be dependent on the infinite set of complex objects and vice versa, you said yes, trivially. And I agree, it's trivially true. It cannot be explained in that sense. There's not a counterfactual asymmetric dependency relation. So if you agree that it's trivially the case
Actually.
that the infinite set of complex objects would be dependent on the infinite regress and vice versa, then appealing to the infinite regress would not be a qualifier for the explanation of the infinite set of complex objects.
It wouldn't be
so we can't appeal
a
to anything within the
qualifier.
set.
So yeah, it wouldn't be a qualifier, and the reason it wouldn't be a qualifier is
because of the fact that you agreed that it is trivially true that the infinite regress cannot exist without the infinite set of complex objects and vice versa.
that it cannot exist without an infinite. Well, not with. That's with this set of infinite complex objects. Obviously, for one to exist, it necessitates set of complex objects. But in this case, it doesn't. There's not a biconditional relation here.
No, in this case it is. We're
No,
stipulating
that
there's
set of
only
complex
infinite
objects is not all sets of complex objects. So presumably things could be different.
If things could be different, then under that
Can things be
possibility, there would
different
be
than the way
something
they are right now?
outside the system.
Yeah, can things be different than the way they are right now?
That's irrelevant. Of course it can be different. Of
Okay,
course, definitely.
so the set of complex objects, the set of things which exist, can be different from the way they
Yes.
are right now, and thus it's not a biconditional relation. For there be an infinite regress, it doesn't necessitate that all of these things are true, that all these objects, these specific objects exist. It's just that there's some object.
We're not
there.
saying the contents. We're not saying
There
the
has to be some
contents of
object,
the
and some
complex
object just is logically entailed by what an infinite regress is.
I'm not saying the contents of the set of complex objects, which are the individual complex objects themselves, those contents specifically cannot exist without the infinite regress. I'm saying whatever the content is, right? Whatever the set of complex objects is, broadly speaking, right? It is the case that such a set, right? If it is to be the case that the reality is only composed of such a set, right? It is trivially the case, right, that such a set could not exist if there's no infinite regress of objects, because all we mean in this world by there being an infinite regress of objects is there being the infinite set of complex objects, which are the only objects which exist. So
Well,
in this world,
these
in the type
set
of
of complex objects.
Wait, could I
So-
finish, please? Thank you.
Oh yeah,
Could I
I'm sorry.
please
Go
finish?
ahead.
Yeah, that's fine, man. I was going to say, in this world, right, it is the case that the infinite regress would be something which cannot exist without the infinite set of complex objects, which are all the objects which exist in this world. And it is also the case that the infinite set of complex objects, which are all the objects which exist in this world, could not exist without the infinite regress, which is quite literally just the infinite set of complex objects.
So this is the problem I'm running into. So an infinite regress is not the same as this set of objects infinite regress. Do we agree on that?
Not analytically, no.
Not analytically, no?
Yeah, so it's not the case that
That
by
they're the
definition,
same.
an infinite regress is identical to an infinite set
Okay.
of complex objects.
Okay, so they're not
Yeah.
definitionally the same. Okay, and so from that, you don't get the entailment that an infinite regress entails this set of things being true in this world, right? Just from
I'm
the
saying that we
proposition?
do get this entailment. The
You
entailment
think just
of
from the
biconditional
proposition
relation-
that there is an infinite regress, you
biconditional
get
relation?
you get that there, everything is as it is right now is entailed,
Yes.
and just that there is.
Well, when you're saying everything that as it is right now, right, it is quite literally vague, because everything as it is right now could be an infinite set of objects or a finite set of objects, whatever it is, right? My point here.
Well,
that
it
I'm
can be
making
an infinite or a
simply-
finite set
Hold
of
on, hold on,
objects.
hold on.
That's
Could I just make it-
irrelevant to what I'm saying.
I'm going to make it clearer this time. Okay? The concept of an infinite set of complex objects, right? It could be structured in multiple different ways. There could be an infinite number of different complex objects which could compose or satisfy the concept of an infinite set of complex objects. But whatever variable or possible way in which this infinite set of complex objects could be, it cannot be the case that such a set could be something which exists if it is false, that there's an infinite regress of objects.
So whether it could exist without an infinite regress of objects is irrelevant to whether a infinite regress, right, entails from that the way that everything is right now. So the issue that I'm running into is you're saying that it's not an explanation for the complex objects, because it's the case that having an infinite regress entails this set of complex objects. Yeah, things are the way that they are right now. What I'm asking is, just from the infinite regress, regress, can you derive that things are the way that they are right now?
I'm not making the claim, you strawman me. I'm not making the claim that an infinite regress entails this specific set of the infinite set of complex objects. I'm saying an infinite regress, given the world that we're talking about, where there's an infinite set of complex objects, literally entails there being an infinite set of complex objects. I'll give a perfect example to illustrate this, right? Let's say, for example, we're saying that there's at least this. Could I finish, please? Let's say we're saying, for example, there's at least one spatial object that exists. There are numerous ways or types of spatial objects which could exist. But whatever that spatial object is, it is the case that it follows from a spatial object existing, that space exists. Clearly, that's just something which is entailed from this. So even if you want to say that, hey, Apollo, there are multiple different types of spatial objects which could exist, yada, 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 that's not going to be something which attacks my point, because I'm saying that whatever type or specific type of spatial object which would exist, it trivially entails that space would exist by definition of spatial object. And likewise,
I agree.
It is trivially entailed, and likewise, it is trivially entailed from the idea of an infinite set of complex objects that is an infinite regress that exists in that world of infinite set of complex objects. That's it.
That in a world with an infinite set of complex objects, there is an infinite regress.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. All right, we can both agree on that. We can both say that there is, in a world where there's an infinite set of complex objects, there's an infinite regress that comes from that.
Yes.
Okay.
Of
and
course.
Still, I see no logical contradiction that entailed. This isn't
Okay.
like contend with anything I've said.
Okay, before we get to the logical contradiction again, right? You agree that
Before we
in
get to
all
it
of those
again,
worlds,
yeah.
Could I just finish, please?
You complain
You
every single time you
agree,
get cut
which you
off,
both-
but like
you
it
both
cut me
shook hands
off
at this point.
so
You both
many
shook hands at
times.
this
It's
point.
uncountable. I just don't complain like that. So I'd appreciate if you
You've
just
cut
chill
me
with
off
that.
multiple times while I was speaking, and the recording is
No,
still there.
I agree that I've cut you off
so-
multiple times. What I said is that you cut me off multiple times and you just don't get complained at for it. And so it's really weird whenever you do that weird rhetoric thing where you're like, can I finish one sentence with you? Well, I let you cut me off multiple times.
You let me cut you off multiple times after you've cut me off, and because you feel guilty about it, you allow
Because
me to cut you off.
I feel
But-
guilty about no, that's not how it's gone down. I guarantee you can watch the recording back and you'll feel a little bit dumb for that, but
Okay, I don't think this psycho-rhetorical tangent is relevant anyways. I was gonna say.
okay, can we get
that-
down to the substance then? What's the contradiction?
That's what. Yeah, I was doing that when I was saying, as I was gonna say, but you cut me off again.
Okay.
So I was saying basically that regarding the infinite set stuff, right? So we both shook hands to the point, which is that in any world where there's an infinite set of complex objects, there's an infinite regress of objects. And so I was basically extrapolating from such that in all the worlds where those that set exist, it trivially follows from there being an infinite regress existing in that world that it would not be the case that such infinite regress could exist without those infinite sets existing. So they're by condition related in that
So
sense.
that they couldn't
That was my
exist
point.
without the infinite regress. So did this answer my question,
No,
do you think?
we got it mixed up.
Do you think it answered my question? So the contradiction is what?
I had said the contradiction before I went on to this other point is that it is the case that the complex objects
Yeah.
do not have a sufficient explanation, and they do have a sufficient explanation.
That they do not have a sufficient explanation. And the reason the complex objects
Yeah.
don't have a sufficient explanation here, in your view, is that there is the fact that they are not accounted for on some different view. They're not like counterfactually independent, right? There's an asymmetrical relation as it relates to a counterfactual.
Yes.
Okay. But just that there is an infinite like complex of objects, that in itself isn't a complex object. There's just a set of objects, and to say that that is dependent on something else that necessarily has like some dependency that needs to be explained entails that there is some other object there, right? You're
It
saying
depends on your
something
notion
else.
of an object.
Yeah, you're saying there's something else that needs to be dependently explained. But whenever we're talking in regards to just the infinite regress, there just needs to be a set of objects. That just has to be a fact about the world, and that itself doesn't require such an explanation.
Yeah, so,
So
it
there is
depends on
some
your
fact
notion
about
of
the
an
world.
object firstly. Yeah, so what's your notion of an object?
What's my notion of an object?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think it's a complex
So-
topic.
So you said that it is not the case.
Yeah, my mereology
that
is not like super.
It is an
up-to-date,
object,
yeah.
correct?
It's
So
not
that's
the
correct. You
case
said
that.
it's not the case. The infinite regress is an object.
Well, I think it's an extra claim you have to justify.
Okay, got you. So hold on. So I'm just trying to get clear on
Yeah.
what semantics or concept you're employing here to motivate the claim that it would not be dependent on an object.
Well, why would that be dependent on an object?
Well, you just said a while ago originally that it isn't, right? I can explain as to why it is dependent on an object with my concept.
Just go ahead and tell me why it's a complex object itself. Because I agree that some complex objects exist. I'm a little unclear, I guess, as to what complex object means.
Yeah, so you understand that in this world where there's an infinite set of complex objects, for any complex object X, it is explained by another complex object Y, correct?
So for any complex object X, it's explained by a complex object Y. Yeah, that's definitional as to how you have what a complex object means to you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so you understand that it is also the case that there is some sort of process, there's some sort of causal process which is going on between a complex object X and a complex object Y for complex object X to be caused by complex object Y, right? And this causal chain, this causal process is to be satisfied.
Yeah, there's like some causal process that exists for a complex object. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay.
And it has to be satisfied, correct?
And that it has to be satisfied in your definition of complex object, yeah?
Okay, cool. So then if we have an infinite regress of said objects with an infinitely extended causal process, then it is not the case, given our notion of satisfaction relation, that it is the case that at any moment this chain will be satisfied due to it infinitely extended.
At any moment that it would be satisfied, so it would never be satisfied because at no moment do the infinite objects exist? Is that what you're saying?
Of course.
Well, no, they do exist at any moment. Of course they do.
I'm not denying that they do exist. I'm saying that the causal process, which we agree is a prerequisite for the existence of these objects, which has to be satisfied. It would never be satisfied.
No, it would be satisfied with the infinite regression. Yeah, it would be. The infinite regression, right? That begs the question. What is begging the question, man, here?
Begging the question mean that the specific thing you're using to support the given conclusion assumes the conclusion. So when you're saying that it is the case that it's satisfied by the infinite regress,
assumed any conclusion. Well, yeah, it's satisfied by the infinite regress on the definition that you gave, which is just that there's some like causal dependency and like a asymmetric counterfactual account, and that is accounted for in all of this throughout the entirety of this infinite regress. The infinite regress is a description of a lot of different causal accounts. But all of those causal accounts still go through.
You're saying here that it follows from what you're saying currently, that it is the case that it is possible for the infinite regress to be something which satisfies the causal process, for it to be the case that such a world could exist.
So it has to satisfy the causal process for there to be... Yeah, and the causal process here is satisfied. If there's an infinite regress, the causal process is satisfied. Yeah, it's satisfied in virtue of what infinite regress means. And so there's not...
So how does it follow from what an infinite regress means? That the causal process in this case is satisfied. How does that logically follow?
So how does it logically follow that the infinite regress is justified?
No, how does it logically follow from what it means for there to be an infinite regress?
Yeah, so an infinite regress of causal relations, an infinite process of causal relations, for there to be an infinite regress would mean that all of them are causally justified.
Wait, hold on a second.
Because we're talking about an infinite set of causal relations. So I'm sorry. Do you disagree on whether that on that point?
I'm willing to question the proposition you're making right now. So
okay, cool.
What I'm going to be questioning in this format is just to clearly lay out to me, since you're saying it's something which follows from the definition, right? What's the contradiction in me granting there be an infinite regress of said objects, and it is not the case that the infinite regress of said objects fails? Or it is not the case that it satisfies the causal relations. Where's the logical contradiction?
So whenever you say the causal, that's what I'm trying to tell you now. So whenever we say that something causally follows, like there's a causal relation between the two, what you're saying is that there's an entailment on some asymmetrical counterfactual account, right? There's an entailment from a proposition.
Yes.
Okay. And so if there's an infinite set of these entailments, then they would all justify, correct? Each one of those would be an entailment which justifies the conclusion, right?
Wait,
P would imply Q, which implies X, and throughout all of that, you have a justification. You have a justification throughout the entirety of the set.
You said specifically that if it is the case that there's an infinite set of these causal justifications, then such thing is possible.
Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about when we say infinite
possibility-
regress, and which is the
Hold
entailment.
on. When I say infinite regress, I'm just specifically talking about an infinite set of objects, okay, in a given world. Now, this infinite set of objects could be something which is confined.
What
to
does
the
regress here
composite
mean then?
objects. Oh, hold on. It could be something which is confined to just the set of composite objects, or it is something which is conceptually open to both composite objects and a simple object, or a set of simple objects, if you believe in the multiplicity of simple objects. And I'm saying that under one horn, it is impossible, and under the other horn, such infinite regress is possible. So I'm asking you right now, this is a question I have for you, for the answer. Why is it the case that it follows from this definition of just laid out of what an infinite regress is, that it is possible for there to be an infinite set of complex objects which satisfies the causal relation for the chain to even exist?
So I said infinite regress first. That was something that I said. In relation to whatever I say, infinite regress, what I'm talking about is those complex objects, which is what I said whenever I brought it up initially. I thought that we both agreed on what we meant whenever we said that. Maybe we don't agree on what we mean when we say that. Can you just really simply explain again what infinite regress means?
So what I mean by infinite regress is just an infinite set of objects, okay? I've said on the recording that
What does
such set of
regress mean
objects
there then?
could
Whenever you say regress, what does that mean?
Regress is just something which is referencing some potential causal description.
Some potential causal description?
Yeah, and by potential here, all I'm just talking about is just
something that references something that potentially exists.
No.
So it doesn't reference a potential causal relation.
No, it does. It's just not the case
Okay,
that
so
you reference potential.
is a causal relation a something?
Yeah. So when
Okay, so
someone
it does-
says in this context, for example, I don't think you're understanding. Okay. So
Maybe I'm not.
I'm saying that no, it's a reference to potentiality because it is not the case that what you mean by potentiality is what I mean when I say it is referencing some potential causal relation. All I mean by potential here is just some given like hypothetical scenario, some just like given scenario analyzing the possibility. That's all I mean
what
here.
regress means is it references a causal relation, right?
It references our attempts to reference some causal relation.
It attempts to reference some
that's what
cause.
we
Oh,
call
it
it.
attempts to. Okay.
Yeah.
So whenever
That
we
attempt
use
to
the
be successful
words,
or unsuccessful?
every single time that we use a word, we're attempting to describe its concept, right? So obviously, I'm attempting to describe a causal relation there.
Irrelevant.
An infinite set of
Because
causal
if it's an
relations. It is very
unsuccessful
relevant.
attempt.
Just a second.
Yeah,
So
because if the attempt does
this
not
is the cutting
satisfy the
off that you
causal
don't
relation,
do,
it's not
right?
impossible.
This is the cutting off that you don't do throughout the conversation. Okay, cool.
Throughout
So
majority of the
whenever I was
conversation, I agree.
this right now. Okay, so whenever we're talking about an infinite set of things which are all entailments, and we're trying to reference an infinite set of things which are all entailments, do you understand how that completely qualifies as justification on your view of what a complex object is?
No, it
Okay.
doesn't. The
So
reason
whenever
why
you
it
say a
doesn't is
complex
because
object, are you talking about something
and
other
you're
than
complaining
a
about
causal
interrupting me.
relation? No, you were
And you interrupt
you were
me.
complaining about no, you were
Yeah,
complaining about
after
interruptions.
you
That was you.
interrupted me, of course. So the point I'm just going to make there before you
Yeah,
ask me a question,
I pointed out that you
doesn't
constantly interrupt, and
make
yet
any
this is about
sense for to
interruptions.
ask
That's
someone a
my
question,
point.
Then you speak over them the first two words into their response to your question.
Oh, what question were you responding
If you
to?
don't want them to respond to the question, just want to, I guess.
What question were you
price tag.
responding to?
So to respond to your question, which is you ask me if I understand how it actually satisfies my concept, which it doesn't, by the way. The reason why it doesn't is quite clearly because of the fact that I'm specifically talking about an idea of you can have something which attempts to describe some causal relation, and if that attempt is unsuccessful, given the way I'm using the terminology, it is impossible. So, for example, if I say that it is the case
So if it
that
failed-
a bachelor, could I finish, please? If I say that it is the case that a bachelor is not an unmarried man, and by what I mean by the bachelor is an unmarried man, right? I'm making a claim about the world, so I'm attempting to describe the world.
Yeah.
But because the attempt is unsuccessful, given some definitional features, it is impossible.
So because the attempt is unsuccessful, given some definitional features, so you are incorrectly.
It is impossible.
You're just saying something that's wrong, is what you're saying. You're saying something that's wrong.
I'm not just
Incorrect
saying that
about the
something
world.
is wrong, but if it is wrong, given some necessary features of the concept.
Yeah, it's definitionally wrong, but it's wrong.
Yeah, so it's not just me saying just because
So-
it's wrong. You agree with it?
So in relation to an infinite regress that happens of complex objects, what you're trying to get me to justify is that an infinite regress even has a justification there. What I take it to mean whenever you say infinite regress is I'm taking you to say something, or not infinite regress, but for complex objects, I'm taking you to say something which is along the lines of, if it has an entailment, right, there's an entailment that happens to the object. So if it is not the case, if a prerequisite condition is not met, if P is not met, therefore not Q, right, then it's the case that that is a complex object, and that's the justification for it, right? Do you agree with that?
Are you claiming this what you're saying?
No, I'm asking, is this your point? Do you agree with this? When I say a complex object, what does a complex object mean?
A complex object, as we both agreed on, is just an object which is counterfactually dependent on some given real feature about the world.
Counterfactually dependent on some real feature about the world. So it is counterfactually dependent. And what that means is that there is an entailment, logically, right?
Of course.
Okay. And so that is what you mean whenever you say is the case that complex objects exist throughout the world. What you're saying is just that there is some justification. Before you cut me off, you cannot finish. You just interrupted me. It just happened. So whenever we're talking about, shut the fuck up, Apollo, please. Before you holy shit. Oh my God. Okay, banger.
Okay, sorry, Dan.
So, no, I wasn't done when you interrupted the middle of my sentence. Normally people stop talking whenever they're done speaking. Whenever it comes to what a complex object is, what you're saying that there is an entailment that exists there, right? There's an entailment that exists there, and for it to be justified, for there to be justification for the complex object to exist, it's just that there is an entailment there, right? There's an entailment that exists. Okay, and so whenever I ask you, what's the problem with an infinite regress, an infinite chain of things, right? P implies Q implies X, going all the way down. What your justification against it is that it doesn't justify the set of objects for there to be an infinite causal chain.
It doesn't mean it doesn't mean the explanatory criteria.
It feels like it does meet your explanatory criteria, because what that means is just to say that there is some fact of the world which is contingent on some other thing existing, some other implication. Right? And if there's an infinite set of implications, then I don't see how there's any issue with saying that there is an explanation for the complex objects.
The reason as to why it does not satisfy this is because of the first thing, which is that we agreed when we defined a complex object from the very beginning of this conversation, that a complex object is the type of thing which is counterfactually dependent on some properties of the object which could exist independently of the complex object, but the complex object cannot exist independently of these properties which are true of the object. And so we agreed that in the world of an infinite set of complex objects, right, it is true of whatever that world is, that there's an infinite regress. And it is also true of whatever that world is, that the infinite regress is composed strictly of an infinite set of complex objects. So that would mean that, trivially speaking, it does not satisfy the causal explanatory criteria, which we both agree to be asymmetric.
If there's an infinite set of complex objects, how is it not asymmetric? How does that follow?
Because of the fact that you've already literally said on the recording that it trivially follows from any specific world where there's an infinite set of complex objects that it is the case that there's an infinite regress. Wait, my phone's at 1%. Can we continue this like literally later or something?
Yeah, sure, we can continue this later, buddy. Yeah. Is his phone dead? Do you have to... Aw.
Classic Apollo running because his phone hypothetically died.
Dude's phone is always on 1%, that's real. Is that it?
Okay. It literally is, like it always is.
Yeah, what happened?
Holy shit.
Y'all good?
Yeah. Me and Apollo just had some conversations about...
Hey, bro, get rhetorical with this nigga. I need some entertainment.
Get rhetorical with who? Who am I getting rhetorical with?
With Apollo, bro. Call him a fucking...
I'm not gonna lie, bro. You just got hit with the classic Apollo, bro. Like, this is...
Yeah, Yo, Zuzo, why you hate?
Like 1%. My phone's at 1%. I gotta go.
You know what? I believe him, bro. Everybody in this chat don't believe Apollo. I believe Apollo. He's telling the truth.
Bro got hit with the Apollo.
I don't. I'm not sure. Maybe there's some part of Apollo's argument that I'm just not understanding, but I don't know.
Apollo Fawcett.
It's probably his fucking Jamaican accent, bro.
Oh my fucking god. Amazing.
We hate the guy.
Yeah, maybe maybe he's foreign. How about that? This is a foreigner.
It literally is. Like, he has a lot of trouble with, like, rhetoric because of his accent.
Maybe. I thought he was. I think he's fine on rhetoric. I think he's just. I don't think he did
since
super hot in that
Apollo's
combo,
not here and his phone's not cutting it for the rest of the conversation, we're gonna have to find a filler who wants to step up.
Yeah, Archimedes is
Topics
supposed to
you
be.
do, bunk.
Fantastic. I'm a piss real quick. Y'all yaps.
Okay.
Fantastic. Give me a sec. Fantastic. What a glorious stream debate. Hey, what's up?
Apollo's phone died for the 50 trillionth time.
Yeah, bring
So amazing.
bring Dakota in. Bring Syntha.
Oh, damn, just give the government.
Yo, Bunk versus Synth, let's see it.
I don't
I
think
don't
that's
think we're
gonna
gonna debate on something, but
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Have you accepted the Christian God into your heart yet?
yeah. How?
Oh, okay, then we can't debate.
Alhamdulillah.
I haven't, bro.
Yo,
Stop.
let's see a Shikio debate.
Let's see who wants it, bro. Somebody in chat, bro.
Hey, Senju raising his hand, Jester. I think it's time.
Actually,
We're doing-
real quick, while Dakota's here.
Nobody
Is
wants to
there?
listen to a Senju debate, bro.
Cool.
Okay, what's up, Bunk?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna ask Dakota. You were watching the debate with Apollo. Is there something about his argument I'm just not getting? Am I just like not understanding?
Nah, when bros, look, I love Apollo, man. Apollo, if you listen to this, no hate, but when that motherfucker says his phone's on 1%, that just means he really, his argument doesn't go through.
In God, somebody said it publicly for the rest of us. Thank you, bro.
I mean, like, no hate, but did we all not just know that? No hate, though.
No, we know the method. Yeah,
Everyone's been thinking about it.
You just said what everybody was on everybody's mind.
I'm gonna say, like, we do that, but we just tell him get away with it.
Wait, Ice. Do you remember fucking Apollo versus Moose?
Oh,
Like,
bro, yes, bro. Let's kill him.
With the exact same
Hold up,
shit,
wait,
bro.
we got a small challenger. You say you'll debate anybody. Let's see what he got, bro.
Oh, it's Lil Sancho. That's my nigga right there. Bring him up.
I don't think you can say that on stream. Chill. He's streaming, bro. I don't know if you can say that. Bro.
No, you can say it on YouTube. It's all good on
It's fine?
YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hello? Solar, hold on. Solar, you said
YouTube don't give a fuck.
You don't know what topic you do.
Oh shit, give me a sec. I'm about to get a call.
Oh, and I just got.
Chill.
Yo, what's up?
Chill.
Oh, never mind, I guess.
Come up, Sanju.
Yo, what's good?
Whoa.
What is your proposition, Sinju?
Oh shit. Okay. Didn't you say all fictional propositions are false?
Yeah, that's what fictional means.
Okay. Okay. You think fiction means false? I disagree. I think fiction is imagination.
You disagree with the definition?
The definition of fiction isn't false, or doesn't entail false.
You disagree? So I'm not sure how you can disagree with the definition. Explain that to me.
I'm not disagreeing. Okay, I'm disagreeing with your entailment of the definition. I'm not disagreeing with the definition.
Okay, well, the definition that I'm using for fictional just means that the claims are not about what's real.
Okay, I think that I think for example, like I think they can be true index to the verse. Like for example, if I said Naruto exists, that's true within the verse, so it's not necessarily false. Like, if you mean they don't.
Sorry, that was my.
No, it actually is false.
That was my buddy. My buddy's calling me and asking me if I wanna meet up and hang out. So I might have him on stream or something. I ain't gonna lie. It'd be pretty funny to have on stream. I fixed his PS4 the other day. He like couldn't play any video games or nothing. His brother was like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to rob somebody for a PS4. I'm so serious right now." So I saved somebody from getting their PS4 jacked off him.
That's not what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying that Naruto is true reality. I'm saying that the claim Naruto exists is true.
They got a PS4 now. They can play video games, so should be pretty funny.
Where you'll have to affirm the contradictions are true. Take for example, Alex, I'm telling you how stupid. Don't interrupt.
Now hurry up then.
I'm doing it. You have to shut the fuck up.
Hurry up.
Lock in. Silence yourself. Silence yourself. You're not quiet. Silence yourself. You're still not quiet. All right. So look. Yeah. Anyways. So the reason why you have to commit to contradictions if you believe in fictional claims being true is because we can have some fiction in which contradictions are true in the fiction. So for example, say we have some piece of work with a plot hole. And it says both something did happen and something did not happen. And within the context of the fiction, the contradiction is true. And so what you're saying is that the contradiction is actually true. It's true. It's a true contradiction because you think that things could be true indexed to fictional claims. So take, for example, legal fictionalism, right?
Why are we debating about fagging right off the bat? I have no idea. I don't know. Come fight, Synth. Okay, they're all arguing with Dakota now. Very fun. Very epic. There you go. That debate was for people who say I only take beginners. I only debate the new people, new folk, up and coming. It's a big debate, all right, in the anime debate lord community. That's Apollo. That's a big name. You know what? Y'all want to see the tier lists? Holy shit. Purge. Is this guy? No, I don't know this guy. That's fine. I can pull up his tier list. He won't care. Oh shit. Yo, what's good?
So he's kind of suspended at a McDonald's.
Oh, okay. He's just like standing there right now. I'll go get him and shit. Alright. No, I got you. Oh, yeah, I think so. For like Fortnite and shit, yeah. If you wanna like hop on whatever, yeah. Oh, I think that's stream. I think my buddy's little brother is like trapped at a McDonald's and shit. I low-key feel like an asshole if I if I left him. I feel bad though because I didn't get to the stream title. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Alright. We're wrapping up stream, I guess. Now. This is so fucking sad. I wanted to get to West Side Tyler. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was the most boring thing on the stream docket. But it was all good. That's crazy. No, like y'all heard the call. I just got the call like right now. I gotta go help my friend. Leave little bro at McDonald's. I'm so serious. He hit me up. He called me and he was like, yeah, but my little brother says it's all good if you're like streaming for a little bit longer. That's all cool. But he's like waiting at this McDonald's, and I was like, well, fuck. If he's waiting at McDonald's, I feel bad for that shit. I would feel bad. I feel like an asshole. Cause that's like the thing is the streaming shit's fun. It's really fun.
Welcome to capitalism,
rule your
my
entire
dude.
life. That shit is lame as hell.
W stream.
I appreciate it. Thank you. No, it's just lame as hell. I'm not gonna become an internet person. I'm not gonna be somebody who lives and breathes and dies by the internet. So I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go do that. The next stream is on West Side Tyler and President Sunday though. I'll promise you guys that. That's big for y'all. Oh shit! I was about to show. This is the anime debate tier list. Is this the what the fuck? Who are these people? This is the epic anime debate tier list. This Trent Horn person looks like a real person. Dr. Lay. I know Alex O'Connor. This always makes me like so low key uncomfy with these like tier list things. I'll get put right next to like Alex O'Connor, and this guy's got like a doctorate in philosophy. I took an ethics class. I took a course on ethics because it was required for my film degree. Basically at the same level as those people. I'm essentially at the same level. Alright, I'm gonna head out. You gotta be content brain, no content brain. No content brain, never. Never go full retard. Never go full internet retard. Alright, I'm gonna head out. Y'all have a good day. Y'all have a blessed day. And we'll be back on stream at some point, alright? This is the only time you've ever seen a content creator end their stream to go have a social life. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Alright, peace out, y'all.